There comes a moment in life when you look in the mirror and realize no one is coming to save you. No miracle, no handouts, no luck. Just you, your will, and the fire burning inside your chest. That's the moment when belief is born. When the world doubts you, when your friends disappear, when life hits you so hard you can barely breathe, remember this: you are still standing, you are still fighting. Every scar on your body, every tear you've shed, every sleepless night you've endured, they've all been preparing you for this moment. You are not weak, you are unbreakable. The difference between those who win and those who quit is not talent, it's belief. Believe that you can rise when the world pushes you down. Believe that pain is fuel, not punishment. Believe that your vision is worth every sacrifice. Because when you truly believe in yourself, nothing, no fear, no failure, no doubt can stop you. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it will respect you when you refuse to quit. Stand tall, chase greatness, and prove that everything, absolute everything, is possible when you decide to believe in yourself. Belief is the foundation of unstoppable growth. It is the invisible force that shapes destinies, the unshakable confidence that fuels every dreamer who refuses to quit. Without belief, even the most talented individual becomes a shadow of what they could be. But with belief, pure, unbreakable belief, a person can move mountains, build empires, and rewrite their story no matter how dark the past was. Belief is not something you are born with, it's something you build. It's forged in pain, in rejection, in those lonely nights when you wonder if all your effort is worth it. It's built every time you stand up after life knocks you down. You may not see it, but every struggle, every failure, every challenge is shaping that foundation. Growth is not about luck, it's about mindset. And the strongest mindset starts with belief. When you believe in yourself, the world begins to change. Not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because your perspective shifts. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities. You stop waiting for approval and start taking action. You stop fearing failure because you realize that failure is just feedback. It's the lesson before the victory. Belief transforms fear into fuel. It turns pain into power. It silences the noise of doubt and makes you unstoppable. You might not be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented, but if you are the one who refuses to stop believing, you will outlast everyone else. That's the truth that separates the average from the extraordinary. The reason belief is so powerful is that it controls your inner world. Every success starts in the mind before it happens in reality. If you don't believe you can do it, your actions will reflect that doubt. You'll hesitate, you'll procrastinate, you'll find excuses instead of solutions. But when you believe, your energy changes, your focus sharpens, your persistence becomes unshakable. The universe starts aligning with your determination because belief gives you clarity of purpose. It's not about arrogance, it's about certainty. The certainty that no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. That is the mindset of champions. That is the mindset of someone who refuses to settle. Many people underestimate the power of belief because they look for proof before they start. They say, I'll believe it when I see it. But the truth is, you'll only see it when you believe it. Every great achievement in history began with belief before evidence existed. Every innovator, every leader, every warrior started with a vision that others couldn't see. They were told it was impossible. They were laughed at, criticized, doubted. But they kept believing until their results silenced the world. You must be willing to do the same. You must be willing to walk alone in faith before others see your worth, because belief doesn't need permission, it needs commitment. There will be days when your belief is tested, when everything seems to fall apart, when the people you trusted walk away, when your progress feels invisible. Those are the days that define you. Anyone can believe when life is easy, but true belief is proven in chaos. It's in those moments that you must remind yourself why you started, why you can't quit, why you deserve to win. Growth comes from pressure. Diamonds are made under pressure. Strength is built in storms. Belief is not about pretending everything is fine. It's about knowing that even when it's not, you will find a way. When you truly believe in yourself, you stop comparing your journey to others. You stop living by society's timeline and start focusing on your own mission. You realize that success is not about how fast you get there, but how deeply you commit to never giving up. Belief gives you patience because you understand that growth takes time. It gives you discipline because you're no longer chasing motivation. You're driven by conviction. Every day becomes a new opportunity to improve, to evolve, to push a little further. You stop fearing the process and start loving it because belief makes the journey just as meaningful as the destination. People will try to plant doubt in your mind. They'll tell you to be realistic, to settle, to stay safe. But remember, safety never created greatness. The world belongs to those who dare to believe in what others consider impossible, the ones who dream big, who act bold, who stay consistent even when no one is watching. Belief gives you courage to stand out when others fit in. It makes you immune to rejection because you understand that your worth doesn't depend on opinion. You're not chasing validation, you're chasing victory. Belief also teaches humility. It reminds you that growth never stops. No matter how successful you become, there's always more to learn, more to give, more to become. Belief keeps you grounded because it's not about ego, it's about evolution. You believe in yourself not because you think you're perfect, but because you trust your ability to adapt, to improve, to rise again. That's the essence of unstoppable growth, continuous transformation. So if you want to grow, if you want to break limits, if you want to become the best version of yourself, start with belief. Believe when it's hard. Believe when no one else does. Believe when the results are slow, when the nights are long, when your heart feels heavy. Because belief will carry you when motivation fades. It will whisper, keep going, when everything inside you wants to stop. It will remind you that you are capable, worthy, and destined for more. The truth is simple. Nothing in this world can stop a person who truly believes in themselves. Not failure, not fear, not time. Belief turns dreams into goals, goals into plans, and plans into reality. It is the foundation of unstoppable growth. The unbreakable promise you make to yourself that no matter what happens, you will rise, you will fight, and you will win. Pain is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Most people spend their lives running from pain, avoiding discomfort, hiding from challenges, and chasing comfort as if that's where happiness lives. But comfort never made anyone strong. Comfort never built warriors. Comfort never taught lessons that shaped greatness. Pain does. Pain is the silent force that molds your character, tests your spirit, and reveals what you're truly made of. It strips away your illusions and forces you to face yourself. Pain doesn't destroy you. It shows you where your limits are so you can break through them. When you stop fearing pain and start learning from it, you evolve into someone unstoppable. Every great story is written in the language of pain. Behind every success, every achievement, every victory, there's a story of struggle, failure, sacrifice, and heartbreak. The champions you admire didn't rise because life was kind. They rose because they endured. They were broken but refused to stay broken. They turned their pain into motivation, their scars into lessons, and their wounds into wisdom. Pain teaches you what comfort never can. It teaches you patience when life delays your dreams. It teaches you humility when your ego grows too loud. It teaches you strength when you have nothing left to give. Pain is the truth that cuts through the noise. It doesn't lie to you. It doesn't flatter you. It tells you exactly where you're weak, where you need to grow, where you've been pretending. When you face pain, you see your real reflection. Not the version you show the world, but the version that needs healing, discipline, and self-control. That's where growth begins. Pain is the classroom of life, and every hardship is a lesson waiting to be learned. Most people drop out before they graduate because the lessons hurt too much. They numb themselves, blame others, or quit entirely. Yet the few who stay, those who embrace the pain, become the ones who rise higher than everyone else. When life hurts, when people betray you, when everything falls apart, it's easy to think the universe is against you. But maybe it's not punishment, maybe it's preparation. Every painful experience you go through is shaping you into the person you need to be for what's coming next. Pain doesn't come to break you, it comes to build you. It's refining your mindset, hardening your spirit, and teaching you to appreciate what you once took for granted. Pain teaches gratitude. You stop valuing peace because you've known chaos. You stop valuing love because you've felt loss. You stop valuing success because you've tasted failure. Pain has a strange power. It exposes the truth about everyone around you. When you're in pain, you see who really stands beside you and who only came for the sunshine. You see who encourages you and who secretly celebrates your struggle. Pain cleans your circle. It removes the weak, the fake, and the ones who never had your back. It may hurt when people leave, but pain is only making space for better ones to enter. It teaches you independence, to rely on your own strength instead of external validation. It teaches you that real power is not needing anything or anyone to keep going. If you can learn to see pain as a message instead of a curse, your whole life changes. Pain whispers lessons in every situation. The pain of failure teaches resilience. The pain of heartbreak teaches self-worth. The pain of loss teaches appreciation. The pain of rejection teaches redirection. You may not understand it in the moment, but every pain has a purpose. Sometimes the things that hurt you the most are the very things that lead you to your destiny. You just have to endure long enough to see the reason. The strongest people in the world are not those who avoided pain. They are those who have faced it head on and kept moving forward. They've been betrayed, doubted, and broken, but they refused to surrender. They've turned pain into power, not pity. Pain gave them depth, empathy, and vision. It gave them the ability to lead, to inspire, to stand tall when others collapse. When you learn to embrace pain, you no longer fear challenges, you start seeking them, because you know that each hardship you conquer adds another layer to your strength. The truth is, pain doesn't destroy, it reveals. It reveals your potential, your courage, your endurance. It reveals who you truly are when there's nothing left to hide behind. The problem is, most people misinterpret pain. They see it as punishment rather than progress. They say, why me? Instead of asking, what is this teaching me? That one question changes everything. When you ask what the pain is teaching you, you shift from victim to warrior. You stop feeling sorry for yourself and start learning. You stop running from life and start growing through it. Pain is not permanent, but the lessons it leaves behind are. The storms will pass, the wounds will heal, but the strength you gain will stay with you forever. Pain gives birth to perspective. It makes you wiser, calmer, and more focused. You stop complaining about small problems because you've endured real ones. You stop fearing change because you've survived worse. You stop doubting yourself because you've already conquered battles no one even knows about. Pain reminds you that you are capable of far more than you think. One day, you'll look back at the things that once broke you and realize they were blessings in disguise. You'll see that the pain that made you cry also made you grow. You'll thank the struggle for shaping your strength. That's when you'll understand that pain was never your enemy. It was your greatest teacher. The one that refused to let you stay weak. It pushed you to evolve, to rise, to become everything you were meant to be. So don't run from pain. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it forge you into the person you were destined to become. Because the truth is simple. Pain doesn't stop you. It awakens you. Discipline and self-belief turn the impossible into destiny. These two forces are the foundation of greatness, the silent engines that drive every dreamer who refuses to settle for mediocrity. People talk about talent, luck, and opportunity, but without discipline and belief, none of those things matter. Discipline gives you consistency, and belief gives you courage. Together, they create a power so unstoppable that even the universe has no choice but to move. The road to success is not meant to be easy, it's meant to be earned. Every legend you've ever admired built their destiny brick by brick, fueled not by motivation, but by discipline and faith in their own vision. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's waking up when your body begs to sleep, showing up when no one is watching, and pushing through when your mind screams to quit. It's the quiet grind that separates the dreamers from the doers. Motivation fades, it's temporary, emotional, and inconsistent, but discipline endures. Discipline is loyalty to your purpose. It doesn't ask if you're in the mood, it demands action regardless of circumstance. That's why disciplined people always win in the long run. They don't rely on feelings, they rely on commitment. But discipline alone isn't enough. You can train every day, work hard, and sacrifice everything, but if you don't believe in yourself, you'll sabotage your own progress. Self-belief is the spark that lights the fire of discipline. It's the voice inside that says, I can and I will, even when the world says otherwise. Belief is the shield that protects you from doubt, fear, and criticism. It's not arrogance, it's certainty in your purpose. When you believe in yourself deeply, you stop seeking permission from others. You stop asking, can I do this? And start saying, I will make this happen. Every great success story starts with someone who believed when no one else did. Every invention, every business, every revolution began with faith in the impossible. People laughed, doubted, criticized, but belief doesn't need validation. It needs perseverance. And that's where discipline steps in. Belief gives you the vision, but discipline gives you the results. You can dream all day, but without action, your dream remains a fantasy. Discipline turns belief into achievement. It transforms words into progress and hope into reality. That's how the impossible becomes destiny, not through magic, but through relentless effort guided by unshakable faith. Discipline and belief are tested most when life gets hard. When you fail repeatedly, when your efforts seem invisible, when you give everything and still come up short, that's where true growth begins. Most people quit there. They convince themselves that maybe it wasn't meant to be. But the few who keep going, who keep showing up with discipline and belief, those are the ones who reach the top. Because destiny doesn't favor the lucky, it favors the consistent. Every failure is a step closer to success if you refuse to give up. The key is to believe so deeply in your purpose that you're willing to endure pain, rejection, and sacrifice for it. Discipline is not punishment, it's freedom. Freedom from chaos, freedom from regret, freedom from weakness. When you master discipline, you take control of your life. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making every moment count. And when that discipline is backed by belief, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Because belief gives meaning to your discipline. It reminds you why you started. It keeps you going when motivation dies. It fuels your actions with conviction, turning every setback into fuel for your comeback. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when your dreams seem too far, when people tell you to be realistic. That's when belief becomes your greatest weapon. You must protect it fiercely. Belief is fragile at first. It can be shaken by failure, mocked by others, or buried under fear. But if you nurture it daily through discipline, it becomes unbreakable. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you strengthen that belief. Every time you push past comfort, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more. That's how confidence is built, not through words, but through action. Discipline and belief also demand patience. You can't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. Growth takes time, and success requires faith in the unseen. The process is slow, often frustrating, but discipline teaches you to endure while belief teaches you to trust. Together, they give you the resilience to keep going long after others have stopped. The greatest mistake people make is quitting too soon, right before their breakthrough. If you stay consistent long enough, success becomes inevitable. It's not a matter of if, but when. Every morning you wake up and choose discipline, you're shaping your destiny. Every night you push through exhaustion and self-doubt, you're rewriting your story. Destiny isn't something that happens by chance. It's something you create through relentless belief and unwavering action. The people who achieve the impossible aren't special. They're just consistent. They've mastered the art of showing up even on the hard days. They've learned that discipline builds the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and belief gives you the strength to cross it. The truth is simple but powerful. Your destiny is not defined by luck or circumstance. It's defined by what you do every single day. Discipline is your hammer, belief is your blueprint. Together they build the life you dream of. You may not see progress immediately, but if you stay disciplined and keep believing, everything will align in time. The impossible isn't a wall, it's a test. It's asking you, how bad do you want this? If your answer is enough to stay disciplined and believe no matter what, then congratulations, you've already won. Because once you master those two, destiny doesn't just happen to you, you create it. In the end, everything you've ever wanted, every dream, every goal, every victory, comes down to two things: discipline and belief. They are the pillars that hold up greatness, the twin forces that turn ordinary people into legends. Life will test you, it will try to break you, and it will whisper that you're not enough. But if you have the discipline to keep moving and the belief to never doubt your purpose, you become unstoppable. The path won't be easy. Nothing worth having ever is. There will be pain, failure, and moments when quitting feels easier than fighting. But remember, destiny is not built in comfort. It's forged in consistency and conviction. Every day you choose discipline, you're rewriting your story. Every time you choose belief over fear, you're stepping closer to the life you deserve. Don't let doubt steal your fire. Don't let fear control your pace. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep building, because one day you'll look back and realize that the impossible wasn't a barrier. It was a challenge meant to prove your strength. And when that day comes, you'll know that your destiny wasn't a coincidence. It was the reward of your discipline and self-belief.